Today, we are going to find out how this agency owner went from the brink of bankruptcy, losing $14,000 a month, to making millions in just 120 days. Does that sound interesting? Let's go ahead and jump into it. So this agency was both a photo and video production agency. They were focused on content. And ultimately, they had been, like a lot of agencies, the high highs and the low lows. And unfortunately, when we met, they were at that lowest of lows, losing that $14K a month. As many of you experienced, the way that they were actually working was that client would come to them of, hey, I need XYZ project. Ideation had already been completed. They had a specific timeline that they needed to work to. And ultimately, they were just executing. In a lot of instances, became a pair of hands for that client. And they were project oriented. So one month they would do really well, and another month they would do really badly. And a lot of agencies find themselves in this place where they don't have that regularity to their revenue and able to actually understand what next month is going to look like, let alone 6 months from now. So to solve this problem, it was actually relatively simple. So the first step was understanding who their ideal client was, defining who they were so that we could have both the psychographic and demographic profile of who that client was, so that we could actually do the next piece that was incredibly important, understand how it is that we help that ideal client, what it is exactly that we do to solve the problem that that client is facing, so that we create a package that allows for them to offer their services in a more meaningful way, in a structured way that benefited both the client and the agency. So what they ended up actually putting together was a reoccurring revenue model. They had a retainer for their creative ideation, always thinking up what that next production or the next concept would actually be. They had another retainer that was oriented to just editing, actually producing content on a regular basis. And they would actually do productions on typically a quarter or semi-annual basis with their client of that ongoing ideation that they would have, and have these big production days with the client, allowing for the client to have more production work, more content, more high quality content that they were putting in front of their consumers, but working with those clients in a more regimented way. So they had better scheduling, more reoccurring revenue that allowed for them to be able to actually have sustainability. So when we first started working with them, they were doing, and this was the month of February last year, they were doing $37,000 a month. By May, they were doing $256,000 a month and $123,000 of profit. They had taken what had been an average lifetime value of a client to being somewhere in the $125,000 to many multiple times, 3 to 4x the amount of that lifetime value of a client, and being able to dramatically increase the amount of engagement that they actually had with every single client, creating greater impact with the work that they did, working closer with every single client, and being able to actually do better work more frequently while also getting rich in the process. If you're an agency owner and you found this video useful, you'll probably find this story interesting as well, where I helped an agency owner make nearly $3 million in just 90 days. And if you are ultimately having the exact same problem this agency did, don't forget to download the Agency Analyzer, or you can go ahead and book your free Profitability Accelerator call with me so that we can talk through your specific situation on that call and define a plan for you.